I just wanna go boo hoo hoo. I just wanna go boo hoo hoo. But I can't. I just can't. Because I don't feel like it. I just don't feel.
Okay, so boom, today is the Trans Day of Remembrance and the last day of Trans Awareness Week. On today, we honor our trans siblings whose lives were cut too short due to prejudice. In this year alone, 350 trans people have been murdered globally, and that is 6% more than in 2019. 79% of those murdered in the USA are people of color, and 98% of the global murders of trans people are of trans women and femmes. I think it's also important to note that 62% of the trans people that were murdered that we know their occupation were sex workers. And I feel like it goes without saying that Black trans women are the most affected by these murders and the least supported and protected. This day is super important, but this day should be every day. We should be honoring those we've lost every single day, and we should be moving forward to make sure that sex workers and Black trans women are protected. So,
people need you to show up every single day of the year. Welcome to Trans 101, where we put the T in LGBTQIA+. I urge all of you to be an active ally by respecting our names, respecting our pronouns and our identities. Even if you don't understand them, you can still respect us. I urge you to call out transphobia when you witness it. Transphobic jokes are never okay. I urge you to sign petitions. I urge you to reach out to your representatives. I urge you to vote in support of transgender rights. I urge you to protect and support transgender youth. I urge you to follow and uplift transgender people, interact with our content and share it. I urge you to visit thetrans101.com to learn so much more about the transgender community and understand that I don't know everything. While I do a lot of educational content surrounding the trans community, my knowledge is limited. I can only ever speak from my own experience.
Welcome to Wonderland, we've got it all. Potions and pastries that make you grow tall. Forests and cottages, castles and cards that can talk. Welcome to Wonderland, look where you're at. Maddest of hatters, the Cheshire Cat. Magic.
The tragic fact here is that Black trans as well as gender non-conforming women are being killed in the United States by cis, homophobic, transphobic, and xenophobic Black men to such a degree that it is nearly the worst emergency for trans women on the planet. The murders of Black trans women by Black men since 2016 have helped drive the most violent period for LGBTQ plus people on record. These are the facts. These facts are unacceptable.
Transgender people face high rates of murder and anti-transgender violence. As we speak, at least 30 transgender people have been murdered in the US. Most are Black transgender women. Please stand up and speak up for transgender people, especially Black transgender women. Make our voices heard.
His mind is in a different place. Will everybody please give him a little bit of space? Get a load of this train wreck. His hair's a mess and he doesn't know who he is.
Ociel Baena Saucedo. They were the first person to be granted a non-binary passport in Mexico only a few months ago. Yesterday, Baena Saucedo and their partner were found dead at their home in Aguascalientes with signs of violence. Baena Saucedo was the first openly non-binary magistrate in Latin America. Mexico's LGBTQ+ community is mourning their loss and has called on authorities to investigate a possible hate crime. 320 trans people were murdered in the past year, with Mexico ranking second globally.
Just a reminder that this Friday, November the 20th, is Trans Day of Remembrance, the day on which we remember those taken from us by violence in the past year. Worldwide, that list is now up to 350 names. That's up 6% in the past year. 98% of those murdered, trans women or trans feminine people. Of them, 62% sex workers, but here's the shocking statistic, 79% of them trans women of color. In the United States, we'll be remembering 28 names. That's about what we've been remembering every year, and each one is one too many. Friday, pause, think back, say their names.
Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me, don't let it make you cry. For even if I'm far away, I hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me, though I have to.
We're here in Soho Square in central London for the Trans Day of Remembrance candlelit vigil. I think what brings me hope is having experienced times before the ones that we're currently in, and knowing the good in people and knowing that it can be better than it currently is gives me hope that it'll be better.
Don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. Even when I doubt you, I'm no good without you. No, no. Temperatures dropping. Temperatures dropping.
Can't tell grandma cause her heart can't take it and she might not make it. They say don't dare, don't you even go there. Cutting off your long hair, you do as you're told. Tell you wake up, go put on your makeup. This is just a phase you're gonna outgrow. There's something wrong in the village, in the village. Oh, they stare in the village, in the village. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you. It's true, it's true. There's something wrong with the village.
She ended up taking her own self in 1992. This was her when she was creative. And this was her when she was her real self. She struggled with her transness because you couldn't be non-binary back then. And this was her near the end when she took her life. I love you, T. I love you.
It's Transgender Day of Resilience. Speak their names with me. London, Lisa, Anae, Dominic, China, Yoko, Sherilyn, Kylie, Luis, Tom Tom, Jeray, Jacob, Chanel, Asia, Banco, Coco the doll, Ashley, Saya, Tortajita, Cache, Zachi, Maria, Jasmine.
I'm getting ready to do my testosterone chart right now, but I just wanted to take a moment to think about and acknowledge and just to remember every single trans person that was murdered just because they were trans. My heart goes out to them.
Somehow have no words, but also so many words. There's this pamphlet that was written in 1990 and distributed at NYC Pride called Queers Read This, and it is still so painfully relevant today, and it says so much so well that I'm going to share it with you right now. How can I tell you How can I convince you, brothers and sisters, that your life is in danger? That every day you wake up alive, relatively happy, and a functioning human being, you're committing a rebellious act. You, as an alive and functioning queer, are revolutionary. There is nothing on this planet that validates, protects, or encourages your existence. It is a miracle you are standing here reading these words. You should, by all rights, be dead. Don't be fooled. Straight people own the world, and the only reason you've been spared is that you're smart, lucky, or a fighter. Yeah. 2.5 decades later, and we're still being murdered in our own sanctuaries.
Trans woman အဖြစ်ပြောင်းလဲဖို့ခက်ခဲခဲ့တဲ့ကျမဘဝရဲ့တစိမ့်တဒေတာကတော့
ဟဲ့ရဘယ်ပါလုံးလဲ
ဗျာဘာမှမလုပ်ဘူး
ဘယ်သွားမလို့
အပြင်သွားမလုပ်ပဲ
ဘယ်သွားမှာ
တငယ်ချင်းနဲ့ချိန်ထားတော့ပါ
အတန်းကဘာဖြစ်
ဘာမှမပြောဘူး
နှစ်ယောက်ကြားလား
ဟုတ်ကဲ့
ဒီစောက်ချိုးကြည့်ချိုးနော်ဂျယ်လိုလိုမတ်လိုလိုနဲ့
Very first summer, we had just 43 campers, and it was only 1 week, and we had no idea if we were even going to make it or not, but we made it happen. And every morning we would raise the flag before breakfast, and the morning that we raised the trans flag, you could have heard a pin drop. And when the flag got to the top of the pole, the campers started crying and cheering and clapping and hugging, and so did all the staff. And it just felt like it was the first time that those kids had been honored and seen their flag raised to the top of a pole like that. So it was just so powerful and so moving that I've never forgotten it. It was 4 years ago, and it's still, every time I tell the story, I start blubbering because it was just so it was so moving.
These victims did not deserve to have their lives cut short. They were someone's child, someone's friend, someone's parent, and now they're forever gone. November 20th is Transgender Day of Remembrance, and in honor of those who are no longer with us, we're highlighting 3 cases to know about. Tiffany Banks was a 25-year-old Black trans woman who loved to sing and dance. An unknown man tragically killed her in Miami on October 1st, 2022. Police charged the man with her murder, however, they've released very few details about the case. Samaj Billingsley was a 33-year-old Black trans man who attended Florida State College and loved Meg Thee Stallion. He was murdered on September 21st in Jacksonville, Florida. Samaj is survived by family members, including his father and daughter. Police are still investigating the case. AC Morrison was a 30-year-old Two-Spirit person who was remembered as down-to-earth with a loving soul. She was sadly shot dead in Rapid City, South Dakota on August 21st. It's unclear if investigators will charge anyone in this case. Help us spread awareness by sharing this video and listing other cases we should cover in the comments section.
Hi TikTok land, it's Miss Marty, the woman of a teen trans experience that started in 1977 when I was 15. Yeah, I'm 59. I'll be 60 in 2 months. I'm gonna try to answer that without having a complete trauma attack. Because, I was thinking about it, and it's answering this stuff from way back then, it's quite traumatizing for me. So I just want you guys to know that I am doing this so that there is a record of what happened for trans youth back when I was a kid. And so history isn't written by fools that weren't there type of thing, because not many of us survived from there because it was so horrible. First off, the letter T slur didn't even exist back then. Transgender, calling us trans, because it just didn't exist. It's it used to be. It was called transsexual in medical journals, or people would say sex changes, but that vernacular, or that speech was not even known to the general population. It certainly wasn't at school. So, I got the F word, got called fag a lot and stuff. And You know, that was first memories being called that. And because I was so effeminate, I grew up in a Catholic school where it was nuns and priests as teachers, and you know, it was very common for them to hit you with sticks, you know, even if you were left-handed. It's like they would like tie your arm down, like that's how crazy it was. And they would, if my hands were moving in a certain direction when I was talking, because I did like a lot of theater and stuff, they would hit me with a stick. And so, and they would say, oh, you're being too effeminate, stop being like that. And so you're ashamed all the time. So I got, you know, I got the F word a lot from kids, and oh, it's like, should have been a girl and all that stuff, you know, and you know, and I'm thinking like no shit in my head, right? But I remember this one day coming home from recess, coming into school from recess, and I was alone like usual, and I was in the back of the class and just trying to be invisible, just trying to just not cause any waves, and people were laughing, and then I realized that they were laughing at one corner of the room, and they made this huge poster, and they said, down with boys that look and act like girls, example Marty Cruz, because my last name was Cruz back then. And they were all laughing, and I actually completely, I freaked out because they were chasing me laughing, and I ran out of the school and ran home, and my mother was there, and she frickin' beat me up for running home. Abuse after abuse after abuse.
L-phobic, G-phobic, B-phobic, T-phobic, Q-phobic, I-phobic, A-phobic. You want to go to war with the LGBTQIA? Well, be careful what you wish for. We're tired of seeing our brothers and sisters dying on the street, taking our own lives because of heterosexuals' hatred of us. Now it's time to take a stand and say we're LGBTQIA, and we're not taking it anymore. We're fighting back for our rights and equality. All we want is peace, love, and understanding. So don't start a war with the LGBTQIA. People killing us because of our choices, it's just dead wrong. You don't like it? Move to another planet. LGBTQIA. You want to start a war with the LGBTQIA? Well, be careful what you wish for. We're tired of seeing our brothers and sisters dying on the streets, taking our own lives because of heterosexuals' hatred of us. Now it's time to take a stand and say, we're LGBTQIA, and we're not taking it anymore. We're fighting back for our rights and equality. All we want is peace, love, and understanding. So don't start a war with the LGBTQIA.